Georgia Public Broadcasting presents the 2006 Georgia High School Association's football semifinals. Funding for this program is provided in part by Georgia Electric Membership Corporations, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW Local 613, Atlanta, Wachovia, the Georgia Student Finance Commission, by viewers like you, and the Georgia High School Association, who wish to thank the Georgia Dodge dealers, State Farm, and Verizon Wireless for their support of high school sports programming on GPB.
Live from the Georgia Dome in downtown Atlanta, it's the semifinals of the 5A division. Tonight's contest features the Lions of Peachtree Ridge coming in at 10-3 on the season, playing the Demons of Warner Robins at 9-4 on the campaign, and it should be a good one from the Georgia Dome. As the crowd here at the Dome is getting set for this 5A semifinal matchup, they are fired up from both schools as we get set for this semifinal contest to determine who will go to the 5A championship. Good evening, everybody. I'm Charles Ward, joined by Mark Lassiter. Glad you could join us. John Nelson in a moment. Mark, this is our 10th game of a 10-game set from the Georgia Dome. We've saved the best for last. If we had to put a tag on this one, what would the theme be for tonight?
With all due respect to Spike Lee, let's go ahead and tag this one School Days, because you have at the head of the class, Warner Robins. They won the 4A championship in 2004. This year, moving to the front of the class in 2006, trying to jump to the next level. On the other hand, you have Peachtree Ridge, which is the consolidation of Collins Hill and North Gwinnett High Schools in only their third year of operation. An incredible feat, trying to get to the state finals. Well,
let's start out by talking about the new kids in the class, the Lions of Peachtree Ridge. And they are going to try to impress the teacher with a balance of pass and run.
Zach Graham is the quarterback for Peachtree Ridge. He's a classic drop-back passer. He'll only run if he's pressed. He averages 7 interceptions for the season. He's the all-time passer. He has 2,092 yards.
Defensively for the Lions of Peachtree Ridge, they get a lot of help from Cameron Hayward.
Throughout all the stats about Cameron Hayward, throughout the fact that he's an outstanding basketball player, the only thing you have to remember about him is that he's dedicated this season and this game to the memory of his father, Ironhead Hayward of the Atlanta Falcons.
Of course, the Lions of Peachtree Ridge, coached by Blair Armstrong in his second season. We caught up with him prior to tonight's contest to get his thoughts about their game plan.
Slightly to go from a wing T type set to the I with some motions and some spread look. We've got one back we kind of featured. Defensively, we've changed a little bit and gone to a 4-3 look with some variations off of that. The basic concept there is changes with our secondary.
Coach Armstrong used to some difficult homework, back-to-back winning seasons he strung together for the Lions of Peachtree Ridge. Let's flip the script now and talk about the team that's been here, head of the class for a while, the Warner Robins Demons. The Demons tonight going to play some Geometry 101 and try to work the angles with their running game at the outside.
And they come in with a quarterback that has over 2,000 yards themselves. Peachtree Ridge comes in with the quarterback, Mark Wright, has an incredible release, good footwork. You'll see him in the offensive set. He passed for over 2,000 yards this season.
And of course, the Demons of Warner Robins, quarterback Mark Wright. A big reason that they are so effective, can run the football as well as throw it in the air, a dual combination at quarterback.
A great combination also for Peachtree Ridge, the linebacker, Brian Buford. And all you can say about him is get that man an aspirin. He came in to the game with 120 tackles. He's had 13 tackles for loss, and one of the leaders for this school all season. He's got a 3.0 GPA, just for good measure.
Buford with 120 tackles. He's got a brother that plays on the offensive side of the football. He goes by D. Buford, and the other goes by O. Buford. Of course, the Warner Robins Demons, coached by Brian Way. He's in his third season at Warner Robins. We caught up with him prior to the contest as well. Here are his thoughts about their game plan.
We're wing T. We run the buck sweep and the trap and the counters and throw some play action pass. We haven't been real effective most of the year on offense, but I think we are getting better, and we just try to rely on execution and try not to beat ourselves and let our defense keep us in the ball game. Defense, we're pretty multiple. We've run some 5-3, we run some 4-3, we run some basic 50, and then try to mix our coverages up. And we're not very big, but we do have good team speed on defense, so we try to limit other teams' big plays and just play pretty good, sound, fundamental defense and try to keep us in the ball game that way.
And of course, every school has its choice for the person most likely to succeed. Here's ours, sideline reporter John Nelson. Nelly.
Thank you, Charles. We are here with one of the leading passers in Demons history. I yield the balance of my time to Governor Perdue. Good to see you, Governor.
Good to see you. Glad to be here in the Dome once again with Georgia High School football. This is exciting. Certainly exciting for the city of Warner Robins. Already secured the 4A championship next Friday night, and the Demons are looking to make it another one on Saturday night here with Peachtree Ridge. But these kids are great. Coach Way's done a good job with this team, and we're excited about being here.
Let's talk about the benefits of high school athletics and academics and how they help kids as they go and how they've helped you through your life. Talk about high school and how it impacts these kids.
Well, I like to say life is a team sport, and you learn it in a team sport on football, on the football field. You learn to take the bruises, you learn to take the clips, you learn the blocks in the back, get up and keep on going, and it's a great way to teach perseverance and really looking out for one another. When you have an assignment in football, if everybody didn't carry out their assignment, you don't succeed, and that's the way it is in life.
Great to have you here, Governor. I'm not going to get a prediction out of you because I kind of think I know what the color is. Thanks for everything that you do for the state of Georgia and for those of us here at GPB. Let's send it back upstairs to Charles and Mark.
Thanks, John and Governor Perdue. Okay, it's exam time. One of these teams will graduate to the 5A championship. The other will have to wait until next year. Who gets the promotion? Stick around. We've got a cheat sheet with all the answers coming up next on GPB.
Lose control.
We are back live inside the Georgia Dome. You take a look at the Lions of Peachtree Ridge coming into some fanfare in the Georgia Dome, hoping that this first year in the playoffs is a charm for them to get them to the championship ball game. But that group there in the Crimson is familiar with championship ball games and also familiar with semifinal football games as well. The Demons of Warner Robins. That's the matchup for this 5A championship from the Georgia Dome. Lions at 10-3. And the Demons at 9-4. Demons ranked number 3 coming into the ball game, and the Lions ranked number 4.
Talk about Peachtree Ridge, Charles. They're trying to make the most of their first trip to the playoffs. They knocked off Stevenson 12-9 at Harper Stadium to advance to this semifinal contest.
Demons of Warner Robins in that quarterfinal round against Norcross, the number 1 team. They won that one in a tough contest, 14-3. Really not much of a challenge for the Demons outside of that contest. As you look at Blair Armstrong, head coach of the Lions, second year, his career record over 100 wins, 61% winning record. Brian Way, he and his Demons, 2004 4A champs in the state of Georgia. And as this ball game gets underway, we'll chronicle the accolades of Coach Way and the rest of that powerful Demon football program.
And we'll talk about their season, Charles. The key victories that this team had were both on the road against Valdosta and Lowndes, 2 of the state powerhouse teams that they defeated down there.
And indeed, you're right. You talk about setting the standard. You defeat those teams and you work your way here to the semifinals. You've taken on a load and handled it well. Glad you could join us here on GPB. Hope you've been with us all day long and all of yesterday for some fine semifinal football. Clark will kick it away for the Demons of Warner Robins. We'll talk about him as the night progresses. Clark is one of the premier players for the Demons. Yes, he's the kicker, but indeed he is. Haynes stands back near the 5, awaiting his offering to get this 5A football run game underway. Clark with the kick over the head of Haynes. From the 20, the Lions go on offense. First year playoff action for the Lions, led by quarterback Zach Graham. Graham, 97 completions out of 179 attempts, 1,200 yards plus, 9 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions for the senior quarterback. Graham's already committed to Ole Miss on a basketball scholarship. 1st and 10. First possession of this semifinal ball game. Quick pitch, right side. Davis looking for some room. Angles back to the inside, and they have gotten 2. Lions on the first play from scrimmage. Davis, the running back, with the play as we take a look at the offense for the Lions. Jackson and Barrow, the tackles. Atkins and Perenzimudi, the offensive guard on the right side. Pino goes in at center. Davis and Gibbs, the running back. Davis with the previous carry. Brown and Hayes, the wide out, but Hayes got that previous carry, so correct that. He picked up about 3. 2nd down. 8 for the Lions. Graham, play fake. Here comes backside pressure. They got him with the sack. Down near the 8-yard line. So heavy pursuit by the Demon defense. LaRon Scott in on the tackle. Warner Robins up front. It's Billings, Cowart, Bruce, and Lawson. Buford, the linebacker, Rose, and Palmer. That's a good trio, but Buford is the leading tackler. Scott just made the tackle on the quarterback. Green, Reed, and Jackson, the secondary for Warner Robins. 3rd down play for the Lions. 3rd and 15 after the sack of Graham. Graham, play action again. In the pocket, going up top, airs it out deep downfield in some coverage. Receiver had a shot at it, Sidney Haynes, but over Haynes' head. Threw it into double coverage.
Also, Haynes, in his pattern, stepped out of bounds about the 35-yard line, tried to work his way back into the field of play.
Graham got a lot of air on that ball, but really pushed it down the field.
If there's any word you want to put in front of the Warner Robins defense, it's got to be stingy. They've only allowed 14 points per game and only 233 yards this season.
Drew Butler on now to punt it away for the Lions. Butler with the line drive kick. Working it right side is Love for the Demons. Got it up near the 45-yard line. So the Demons, after the return by Xavier Jackson, will have it inside of line territory near the 46. Mark Wright Jr., the quarterback for the Demons. 55 out of 140, 889 yards, 4 TDs, 4 interceptions.
Made sure he got a pound from all of his offensive linemen before this first play.
Wright, misdirection. They run it up inside the gut, up near the 40-yard line, and still fighting ahead is Dwayne Jackson on the carry for the Demons. Jackson got it up near the 40-yard line. A correction, Jeremy Grant on that carry. Up front for Warner Robins, it's Bailey, Hoff, Owens, and Buford. That's the other Buford we talk about. They call him O. Buford, and his brother D. Buford. Grant and Jackson, the running backs. Hamilton's a wide out, and so is C.J. Jackson. The tight end is King. 2nd down play action. Wright's got some room with a hole in front of him. At the 35, foot race to the corner now. At the 20, runs out of bounds near the 17-yard line. We highlighted him in the pregame show. He can do it in the air and do it on the ground. There he does it on the ground.
Ground level, Mark Wright only averages 4 yards per carry, but very decisive on his 30 attempts. Took it to the near sideline and picked up a huge first down.
So the Demons on their first possession. Inside of the red zone. Down at the 17 of the Lions. They go on the ground. Jackson left corner. It's got some room out there. Hayward giving chase. Jackson banged out of bounds near the 10, perhaps the 9-yard line. Student body left. Sanders and Simpson on the stop of Jackson. Defensively for the Lions, it's Blue, Crowell, Tripp, and Cameron Haywood. We highlighted him in the pregame show. Linebacking core, Gibbs, Trahan, and Davidson. That secondary for the Lions, they're a very tight group. Bryant, Sanders, Simpson, and Davis. 2nd down. Football at the 9 now. On the ground, quick hitting play. Grant on the carry left side. Grant got it down near the 6.
Warner Robins, Charles, is going to try to double team Hayward with two undersized players. Hayward is listed at 6'6", 280. He's the all-time sack leader with 12 sacks, 101 tackles coming into this ball game.
You're right, they are going to try to double him. That was the strategy going into the ball game. We'll see if in fact that works. Third down.
The problem, though, is that Hayward is a relentless player. Not only has that rare combination of physical ability, but he has that desire to go along with it, and that's a tough combination.
Take a look at what's left for that Demon first down.
Looks like that'll come up about 10 inches shy of the first. Warner Robins with a gimme type of call on this 2nd and short.
Football at the 7-yard line. First possession of the ball game for the Demons of Warner Robins. They are already threatening. On the ground, right side. Jackson on one hand fights his way inside the 5, down near the 3. First down, Warner Robins.
One of the challenges if you're Peachtree Ridge, you just want to hang in there during this first quarter. You have a top-ranked team coming right at you. You're trying to withstand inside your red zone. So what you want to do is see if you can get your game plan together in this first quarter without giving up too many points.
First and goal to go for the Demons. They're looking for their first points of the ball game. Left side, they try Jackson again. This time banged at the line of scrimmage. Brandon Sanders leading that surge for the Lions of Peachtree Ridge.
Sanders took a peek. He was about 3 yards into the backfield on the snap. Made the correct angle and the hit as you get another look. Joined by about 3 other tacklers for Peachtree Ridge.
Brandon Sanders' first year of varsity football for Peachtree Ridge. 2 interceptions on the season. But there made a tough stop on Jackson left side. 2nd goal to go for the Demons.
Another player to watch on defense is one of my favorites, Trey Tripp, number 40.
Now they go left side again, angling in toward the end zone is Antoine Hamilton. Hamilton got it near the 2, but then the surge caught up with him, and they pushed him back.
Peachtree Ridge is doing an excellent job of getting more than one hat to the football early on. Really trying to assert themselves up front. We'll watch the handoff inside, the second handoff. Tricky little play there in goal line situation.
Little misdirection on the inside, but the Lions stay at home. And they protect it in well.
Timing on that play has to be near perfect because it happens within a short sequence.
3rd goal to go now for Warner Robins. 3 complimentary backs in the backfield. They're going to go with the keeper. Left side and hit at the line of scrimmage. He lost the football, but they'll rule him down by contact. Quarterback Mark Wright on the keeper left side. Philip Davis in on the stop for the Lions.
Give credit to Peachtree Ridge getting to the outside, not going for the influence blocking to the right by Warner Robins. Right at the end of the play, the ball will come out, caused by the surface. Hayward, a number we will be seeing a lot of this evening. He's big number 76.
4th down and goal to go for the Demons. They'll take the timeout. 3 opportunities inside of that 5-yard line, but they were not able to get it in. They'll take a timeout. We'll see what they're going to do afterwards. First quarter action here from this 5A semifinal matchup from the Dome. We're scoreless. Fourth down call coming up for the Demons of Warner Robins. They're down at the 1.5-yard line. We'll see if they're going to actually go for this and try to punch it in for the 6, or if they will bring on kicker David Clark to get the 3 points. Looks like they're going for it, Mark.
Apparently, by that formation, coming out of the sideline huddle, the player they want to get taken care of is Cameron Hayward. He's lined up now, left tackle, switching over now to right side.
Right, under center, on the ground. Jackson, left side, did he get in? Yes, touchdown, Demons. Flag coming in after the touchdown.
Warner Robins did exactly what they wanted to do. They got the double team on Hayward as just before the snap of the ball, he was shifting his position on the line, really trying to disguise where he would be lining up.
Initial indication, personal foul going against the defense, Peachtree Ridge. Chuck Adams, your referee, with the story.
Had a dead ball, personal foul on the defense. Try for point, half distance.
Mark, we alluded to it a little bit last night in the semifinal round. A team coming into the Georgia Dome in this round level of play, trying to assert itself early on. Demons know they want to run it. They do run it in for the touchdown. As Clark comes on with the point after, and he converts for Warner Robins. They lead at 7-0.
On the other hand, for Peachtree Ridge, Charles, there's a tremendous amount of excitement built up for this game. One more time from ground level. Peachtree Ridge Athletics Director Bill Holloman said, got people asking me to take debit and credit cards for tickets this week. He said everyone wants to trade everything from their firstborn child. It's getting pretty exciting in here.
Great to see for that young Peachtree Ridge program. After 3 years making their presence into the semifinals, their first playoff season, 1-9 last year and the year prior to that, making a complete turnaround. Actually went on a 6-game win streak in the course of this year. As we look at the scoring drive for the Demons, 8 plays, 45 yards, 3 minutes, 35 seconds, capped off with the run by Jackson, 1 yard on the left side for the touchdown.
That's Dwayne Jackson,
the senior. Quarterfinals last weekend, Jackson ran for 97 yards on 21 carries. Clark to kick it away. Deep kick by Clark. Fielded by the Lions near the 7-yard line. King with the football, and King got it up near the 7. Dangerous play for the Lions, so close to the goal line.
Brandon King fielded that last kick right about his 2-yard line, muffed the first attempt, and was fortunate there wasn't better penetration by Warner Robins as he was able to elude the first tackler. But as it stands, Peachtree Ridge inside their own 10-yard line on this second drive start.
Take a look at the semifinal teams that have reached it in 5 years of the school's opening. Nice group of schools, M.L. King, Stars Mill, Peachtree Ridge, working in their 4th year. Spalding and Westside Macon all made it in less than 5 years. The total group did. On the ground, left side, springing ahead with the carry for the Lions. Brandon Davis got it up near the 20, up to the 21-yard line. Quick hitting play on the inside by the Lions. Good blocking up front.
Davis did an excellent job of playing off the block, planting his right foot and cutting back to the center of field. A lot of times young players love to break that run to the outside, but making the cut back to the middle gives himself enough space and picks up a nice chunk on that carry.
Brandon Davis, the brother of strong safety Philip Davis, for the Peachtree Ridge team. Almost at that 1,000-yard mark on the course of the season for Brandon, 980 yards. His first play from carry from scrimmage. That's a first down for the Lions.
Brandon Davis happens to be, as you mentioned, he's their all-time leading rusher. He also has a 3.3 GPA, so he's not too slow in the classroom as well.
Not too bad. We caught up with Coach Armstrong prior to the ball game to get his thoughts about how special this group is at Peachtree.
I guess the biggest thing is our overcoming adversity. We lost our quarterback in the first series of the first game. Starting quarterback that worked the whole summer to get ready, and then several offensive line injuries. By the 6th game, we had 3 original starters off the first game offense, so we've had some adversity.
Talking about Tommy Donatel, quarterback, working to start in the course of the season, but got injured early on. Zach Graham plays basketball for Peachtree Ridge, already has a scholarship to Ole Miss. Then slated in as a quarterback. Quick pitch right side, Davis looking for some room. Missed by one tackler, spins up near the 21, and then comes a flag at the 21-yard line. Likely a face mask, but we will wait.
Number 20, Mitchell Wilford of Peachtree Ridge was trying to get a block on the corner, whiffed on the block, and as a result, the play just simply broke down as it was trying to get some space at about the 20-yard line.
Incidental face mask on the defense. Made first down.
So it could have been worse for the Demons. Incidental was the call. You saw it there on the screen. One of the players ripping by. Just got a hand on that face mask.
But Daniel Bruce for Warner Robins did the smart thing. As soon as he felt that face mask, let go. But as it stands, Peachtree Ridge with a little space to operate.
First down 5. Graham quick hitting or pass out in the flats. Overthrown. Intended for Sidney Haynes at the yard marker. Just a bit high.
And the first thing the coach will say when Sidney comes back to the sideline is, son, you have to make that catch. Ball was really slightly above his shoulders, but he got decent position at the sideline, just couldn't make the reception.
Second down and 4. So far, Lions have held true to form. They've mixed it up fairly well between pass and run. Graham, they're going to go on the ground, left side. Hit hard as Davis as he tries to break it back to the inside.
Nice hit by Ivory Pettis inside for Warner Robins. Really broke down in excellent tackling position. He's wearing number 35, made the hit. Sometimes when you see those small linebackers make those hits and the running back just stops dead in his tracks, that's a good hit.
Lets you know it was pretty solid. Third down and less than a yard for the Lions of Peachtree Ridge. Graham comes to the line, extended our eye behind him. And they go on the ground. Davis got enough for the first down. Watches it way near the 35-yard line.
The other thing you have to love about quarterback Jack Graham, he's got those spats working on the cleats tonight. Got the tape job in good form. Players sometimes take a little extra time to get that look before they get on the field. So you got to give Zach Graham the Spat of the Night award so far.
Ron Scott and Brian Buford on the stop for the Demons. Warner Robins. First and 10. Under 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Misdirection, they go right side. Davis got some room. Midfield he goes. Hit hard at the 49-yard line. But a streaking run by Brandon Davis gets it inside of Warner Robins territory.
Excellent blocking up front by number 76, Jason Abanija for Peachtree Ridge. Carved some space and a quick hitter for another first down.
Peachtree Ridge starting to establish that offensive line. That scrimmage, the line of scrimmage is really belonging to them. They're creating some nice holes for Brandon Davis to run behind.
Let me correct that pronunciation. Let's go ahead with Jason Abaniyaj.
Left side. Behind the line of scrimmage, good defensive surge this trip by the Demons. Ryan Reed and Justin Coward in on the stop.
The trick to staying with a team like Warner Robins, Charles, as we're already under the 4-minute mark, to see if you can get some first downs picked up early. Peachtree Ridge doing an excellent job on the ground, establishing some rhythm early in this ball game.
Reed, the senior, 53 tackles on the season coming into tonight's ball game at 59 now, packing in last weekend's performance. 11 of those for loss. Second down and 11. Near midfield. Lions on the ground. Davis hops over one would-be tackler. Back inside of Demon territory to the 48.
The nice thing about this drive for Peachtree Ridge, it's a confidence builder. They're able to get their running backs into some space, pick up a few first downs, and move the ball closer to midfield.
It'll be a big third down play now. 3rd and 9 for the Lions.
Zach Graham's a big guy, too. He's 6'5", 225. He towers over the rest of that offensive line.
Won't have any problem seeing the field. Extended eye behind Graham. Play fake, rolling right side. He's got some room in front of him with no receiver. Now he'll dump it out and throws it out of bounds. Not a receiver within the next 5 or 10 yards of that pass.
An intelligent decision not to force the ball. Graham did an excellent job working up the line of scrimmage, using the footwork to just pick his way. No one open, throws it out of bounds. Don't give it up on turnovers.
That'll bring up 4th down. And now Peachtree Ridge thinking field position. They can pin them down here with a good punt by Butler. And the Demons will have a lot of the field to go to score. 2:40 remains first quarter. Semifinals of the 5A division.
mentioned Butler. He has a 42-yard average. His longest of the season, 56 yards.
Butler with the kick. Demons were coming, but he got it away. Kicked it out of bounds. We'll see it exactly where it goes out.
And it never fails. As soon as you give him credit for his punting average, he shanks one to the left.
John Nelson standing by at sideline. Nelly.
You talk about the turning point for Warner Robins. It was actually in week 10. They were 5-4 after a 7-turnover loss to Colquitt County. They played Lowndes the following week. Head coach Brian Way and coach Steve Ruzick said the team didn't quit. And you see the end results right here tonight, guys.
Absolutely right, John. No quitting in that group from Warner Robins. And when you don't quit, good things happen to you. 1st and 10 on the ground. Jackson's got some room at the corner. At the 25, now wrapped up near the 32. But a first down pickup by Dwayne Jackson.
I like that. You know, we've seen a lot of football, but I don't think we've seen a offensive formation that lines its running backs closer to the line of scrimmage as Warner Robins. They're only about 3 yards off the line of scrimmage, allowing them to really get to the line quicker and get to the outside, picking up a first down.
Nice open field tackle by Kavoski Simpson for the Lions after the first down run by Jackson.
Love how they bust out of the huddle, too.
Not a lot of space between right and the running backs. They keep it on the ground. Spinning with the football is Grant. Grant inside of Lion territory, down near the 47-yard line.
Jeremy Grant, the little spark plug, covering up with both hands. Once he saw space, broke it to the outside. Another first down for Warner Robins. The spin move, had to grab at the ball a second time, work his way to the sideline. But you see him pumping those arms and covering up again once he felt contact.
Grant, that diminutive size, but bench press is 315. Those legs showing it.
You won't call him small to his face.
580 yards on the season. Look at the average, just under 5 yards a carry. On the ground, short side of the field. Jackson's got a block in front of him. Now a hole closes quickly by the Lions, and Trey Tripp in on the stop for the Lions.
Here's another thing to put in your Rolodex about the two running backs for Warner Robins. They're both excellent receivers out of the backfield. So as they establish a run, don't be surprised they try to work them into the flat and start hitting them with some short passes.
Jackson, 816 yards in the regular season. His average just over 5 yards per carry.
Dwayne Jackson's got to make all-name team.
2nd down and 5. This direction, they come back to the inside, but nothing happening. Good defensive work by the Lions. Carry by Jackson. Tripp and Kroll combine on the stop for Peachtree Ridge.
And give credit to Warner Robins. So far, they're doing an excellent job up front of handling big Cameron Haywood.
Has been quiet thus far.
Haywood's one of those players, coaches have to find schemes where they want to disguise where he's going to be. Haywood now lined up again at left tackle.
3rd down, 5 on the ground. Misdirection on the hand to the inside. It's Hamilton. Hamilton still fighting near the 30-yard line. A fumble on the play, and Peachtree Ridge has it, and the officials agree. They went with the double handoff. Hamilton this time fumbles the football.
And if you're Peachtree Ridge, after giving up a few chunks of yards on first down, Warner Robins, you get the turnover, and this is an opportunity for them to take over on offense, see if they can continue the rhythm they had. You can see the contact and the fumble.
A double handoff from Jackson to Hamilton. At the end of that play, you'll see number 40 stripping in there to get that football knocked out of there. Trey Tripp causing that fumble for the Lions. Covered by Breland Trahan, and the offense for Peachtree Ridge on the football field. Short drop. Graham fires it towards streaking man left side and chased out of bounds after the catch. About a 2 or 3 yard pickup on the play. Reception made by Brandon King.
You gotta love how Zach Graham made that delivery off his back foot, turned, wheeled, and threw an accurate ball to the sideline without much effort to it. A very strong arm and accurate.
John Nelson at field level. Mark, let's take a listen to John. Nelly.
Let's talk about Peachtree Ridge a little bit, guys. 37 seniors, and this team has gone 1-7, 1-9, and 6-4, and they love the role of the underdog. They're just here playing with house money right now.
That's a good way to be. Graham tosses that one out of close to out of bounds. It wasn't a receiver in that area as well. The receiver may have broken off a route. Graham seemingly throwing through a spot there, but no one at home.
Coming to the end of the first quarter, let's mark this 3rd and about 7 call as an important call for Peachtree Ridge.
John's alluding to the fact that they're in an underdog role, and really you kind of come in with a lot more relaxed attitude with that, with the expectations not being as heavy on you going up against someone like Warner Robins. As Graham rolls it right side, he'll tuck it away and run. Back to the inside he comes. Nice cut at the 45. Toward midfield, now turns it into Demon territory near the 47.
Now, he's not supposed to be a runner. He did 2 things on that play. First, switching hands with the ball, breaking to the near sideline at the 40, and then at the end of the play, the stiff arm. The stiff arm from the big guy at 6'5", this little shoulder fake, and as he gets to the sideline, a few extra yards.
Well, he's waving that football around like a basketball, like he's going in for a slam dunk there. But it'll work. First down pickup on a big run from scrimmage by Graham. Graham surveys, looks upfield, going up top. Got a man down near the 10-yard line. Pass deflected. Excellent defensive work downfield for the Demons.
Ron Scott deep downfield.
So the Demons deny the Lions on the long pass. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Warner Robins leading at 7-0. We'll step aside for the timeout. Back to start the second. Semifinals, 5A division. Set to start the second quarter. Demons of Warner Robins leading the Lions of Peachtree Ridge 7-0 as we do that. Charles Ward, Mark Laster upstairs. Richard Musterer with the spotting job. And Mike Grimes, statistician, joining us up in the booth.
And Rich just jumped the broom. Got nuptialated.
Congratulations to Richard. On the ground, the Lions denied at the line of scrimmage. A sea of crimson led by Roderick Rose for Warner Robins on the stop.
Talk about that sea of crimson, Charles. They defeated previously unbeaten Norcross, ranked as the number 15 team in the country. That is the country to reach the 5A semifinals.
You talked about it earlier on. You look at the stop by Rose. You got to take down the big ones, and the Demons did it this year. Shotgun. Graham rolls right side. Fires a bullet at the sideline. Good catch and nice pass. Haynes on the grab near the 40-yard line.
The best way to describe Zach Graham, it's really just a flip because he doesn't use a lot of extra arm motion. He uses that wrist as he snaps the throw. You can see him adjust the ball on the rollout and just a flip to the sideline for the completion.
Nice hands by Haynes on the catch. Nice catch by our camera crew down field level to get that shot. Fourth down. Butler now on to punt it away for Peachtree Ridge. Xavier Jackson stands at the 10. Hey, Butler, the son of former Chicago kicker Kevin Butler, and they faked it. But the Demons are ready and stayed at home.
Right in the middle of the field, number 44, Brian Buford, got up and said, "Not tonight," on the fake. Buford stayed at home, made an excellent tackle as they tried the fake. You can see the punter trying to make the impression of a long snap, right in the middle of your screen, the stop by Warner Robins.
Derek Bryan was sticking in there, going in to grab the football, intending to run it. That play never got off the ground, just too much traffic on the inside. So the Demons will take it over. Good field position from their own 43. Whistles, flags at the line of scrimmage.
The beauty of that field level angle is that you could see the center hold the snap, and at the same time, the punter trying the trickeration of the long snap over his head, but it wasn't working.
Right, and the Demons take it over after the trickeration fails. Coming up with new words, huh? Our theme was school days coming to this ball game. We may have to send you back. Officials for tonight from the Peachtree Football Officials Association: Chuck Adams, referee; Barry McCarvey, the umpire linesman is Don Wilson; Timothy Jackson, line judge; back judge is Henry Evans; and Jeff Tidrick is the field judge. Short hitch pass out in the flats. Catch by Hamilton, and Hamilton works it up near the 45-yard line.
Antoine Hamilton did an excellent job of having the patience to make the catch without turning upfield too early. Once he felt that he had the ball, did an excellent job of making a quick move upfield.
This second quarter, winner of this ball game advances to the 5A championships next weekend. Of course, we'll have that live for you on GPB. Right to the line. They're going to run it left side. Jackson looking for a block. Got it. Got up near the 45 to the 46. A lot of leather popping down there. Squeaked out about 2 yards.
Speaking of that leather popping, Warner Robins is keyed by their center, big number 51, Robert Luciano, who tried to show a bit of an influence block to the right as they brought the play back to the left side. We'll keep an eye on Luciano. He's wearing number 51.
Jackson with 33 yards in this first half here from the Georgia Dome. Third down, 6 for Warner Robins. Misdirection play fake. Right. They flush him right side. Here comes the pressure. They get a sack on him. Dustin Gibbs pursuing for the Lions, and they sack right back near the 33-yard line.
Also giving assist to number 41, Aaron Blue, who did an excellent job. He felt the block of the center, Luciano, and didn't give up on the play. He's wearing number 41. He'll come into your screen as well from the top. Right there.
Play collapsed quickly around right. And that brings up 4th and long for the Demons. Gibbs with 86 tackles and 2 sacks on the season, just picked up his 3rd. Clark backpedals to punt it away for the Demons. Flat kick by Clark. Takes a Warner Robins bounce, though, inside the 30. Down near the 25-yard line. And that's where Peachtree Ridge will take it back on offense.
Not bad field position for Ridge as you get a look at their head man, Blair Armstrong.
Started from their 25. Heard Coach Armstrong talking about the fact that his team had to overcome a lot in the beginning of the season. After this play, we'll talk about Zach Graham and what he had to overcome. Short hitch pass on the trailing man, catch by Haynes. Haynes eludes one defender, works his way up near the 27-yard line.
Sidney Haynes took the reception, and for a split second, you had thoughts that he might be looking upfield to try an option pass, but as it stands, he was holding that ball awfully loosely on that completion as he turned upfield. Head in one hand, he's got the glove on. Now, those gloves have a little tack to them, but I wouldn't hold that ball that far away from your body if you can help it.
Easily gets slapped out of there. Second down play for Peachtree Ridge. Graham, shotgun. Short roll left side. Fires toward the corner. Catch made. Nicely done by Foley. Foley out of bounds. First down pickup on the route and catch.
The nice thing that Zach Graham is doing also, Charles, he's not waiting extra time. Once he sees his receiver open, he's able to deliver the ball on the spot, showing the decisiveness to make the completion.
Receivers for Peachtree Ridge running some precise routes in this first half, creating a lot of space between themselves and the defenders.
And they're not trying to get too greedy. Short patterns, get into a rhythm.
1st and 10. Brandon Davis spins and turns his way up near the 44. That'll make it 2nd down and 6 as we approach the 8-minute mark remaining in this first half.
You've got to think that Peachtree Ridge is feeling very good about their offense so far. They're getting some starts and stops every now and then, but Zach Graham seems to be settling down.
Absolutely. Excellent point. There's a shotgun. Short roll. Graham right side. Now here comes the pressure. Fires it at the sideline. Pass thrown high. Haynes pulls it down and makes a miraculous catch near the 47-yard line.
Once again, not only is Zach Graham throwing off his back foot, he's throwing off balance. You get another look. He's making the throw and the catch to the sideline, a beautiful catch right in front of you.
Absolutely phenomenal catch by Haynes. This is the view you want here. Wow, great catch.
That's the one you put on the school poster.
No doubt about it. Zach Graham at 6'5". That time Haynes showing the hops. Flag coming in at the line of scrimmage before this next play.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense. First down.
So the Lions with yet another break. That will give them the first down and push the football inside of Warner Robins territory.
The nice thing about that combination, Charles, you have Zach Graham, who's 6'5", throwing to a 6'4" receiver who runs a 4.6. One of his favorite receivers, Sidney Haynes, will keep an eye on him. He averages 13 yards per catch.
1st and 10. Football at the 48-yard line, up Warner Robins. Shotgun set. King going in motion top of the screen. They'll keep it on the ground. Davis with a nice spin at the line of scrimmage. Second effort by Davis. Got the football up near the 41.
Also give a start to Derek Bryant, the wide receiver for Peachtree Ridge, lined up in the slot position. He's wearing number 8. Got a nice little chip block downfield that allowed a few more yards on that last inside handoff.
Usually sure Brian Buford tackling for Warner Robins. Misses Davis on the initial thrust. Quick pitch left side. Davis looking for something, now trying to angle it back, and runs into 3 or 4 Demons from Warner Robins. Petties and Bruce leading that surge for Warner Robins.
Justice Taylor Watts, number 35, was angling in for a tackle. Number 58, Blake Bauer of Peachtree Ridge, just nailed him at the middle of the field.
3rd down play. 6:40 remains, first half. King in motion once again. Snap to Graham. Short roll to his left. Out in the flats to King, but he led him too far.
First time we've seen Zach Graham with a sidearm delivery, and that pass, one of the few he's thrown off the mark.
So that'll make it 4th down now for Peachtree Ridge. We talked about the stop and start and sputtering of the offense and showing signs of life. They, as you indicate, in the middle of the field playing well, but not able to really capitalize once they get it on the other side.
It's almost like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back scenario for Peachtree Ridge so far, but give credit to their quarterback, Zach Graham. He's got them moving.
So Butler will punt it away. This time no trickeration, and the punt to Jackson. Jackson fair catches at the 7. Demons leading at 7-0 over the Lions of Peachtree Ridge. 6:23 remains, first half. Quick timeout. We'll be back at the Georgia Dome. We are back live, and outside the Georgia Dome, you're looking at shots from Centennial Park. These shots taken by the students from Coosa High School under the direction of our chief photographer, Gary Peacock. They've done a fine job in terms of the work they did with the camera. Get some of the scenes of the season just outside the Georgia Dome and in the beautiful city of Atlanta, Georgia. Got your shopping done yet, Lassiter?
You know, I just have everything, but I haven't got your gift yet.
My wife has a stocking hung up in the living room saying, "No candy, just cash." 1st and 10 for the Demons. Whistles at the line of scrimmage.
You're talking about this Warner Robins offense, Charles. They have a very balanced production so far this season. 127 yards.
Snap infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
127 yards per game on the ground and 105 through the air.
Right now, Coach Brian Way a bit concerned by that false start. So deep in their own territory.
Brian Way, a graduate of the University of Georgia.
Brian also played high school football at Warner Robins. Misdirection. Wright's going to keep it left side, short side of the field. Works his way out of bounds near the 7-yard line.
Fortunate for Warner Robins, he actually ran into his running back, Jeremy Grant, who was lined up about 3 yards behind him. Now, that's one of the dangers of that tight running back formation. Fortunate for the quarterback that he was able to maintain possession, did the intelligent thing, worked as much as he could get out of the play by coming to the near sideline.
Brandon Sanders in on the stop for Peachtree Ridge. Forces a timeout by the Demons of Warner Robins. Sanders part of that secondary trio for Peachtree Ridge. Sanders, Bryant, and Davis, a very tight group for Peachtree Ridge. These guys not only clown around a lot to keep the team very loose, but they are real good friends off the field as well. Do a lot of shopping and things like that together just to build that camaraderie. Coach Brian Way, we just talked about him. Let's talk to him now about what he feels is special about this team.
Been very resilient. You know, we've had 4 losses. We've had 2 two-game losing streaks, and you know, after each one of them, you kind of wonder if you're doing the right thing or if you need to make some wholesale changes in what you're doing or your people. But our kids have never lost faith in one another, and they've continued to work hard each and every day in practice, and they believe that they're supposed to win, and you can't put a price tag on that. So we've been very resilient and have persevered through some tough times, and we're awful proud of them.
The resilient group is on offense as Jackson works it right side, but not a whole lot there. Cameron Hayward in on the stop for the Lions.
Coach Brian Way, very modest. This Warner Robins team went down to Valdosta and defeated Valdosta 21-7, then turned right back around and defeated the state champion Lowndes team 16-6. Now that's something, those teams are not here tonight. Let's congratulate them for their wonderful play, but that's something that does not happen in Valdosta in one season.
His comments, though, concerned about the loss to Tift County and Colquitt County back-to-back. He was starting to question what was wrong with the program. Jackson springs to the right side, got it up near the 17, short of the first down marker, though. After those back-to-back losses to Tift and Colquitt, they really went on the streak where they won the remaining of their ball games to get them to the semifinals. And you talk about taking down the big boys. Those are some big boys to take down. Parkview, of course, Valdosta, Lowndes, and Camden County. That's a good group of teams that you're going to go in, day out. It's going to be tough to get a win against them.
And the Lowndes victory you have to put a star next to that. We saw that Lowndes team last year in the state championship. That is a team with such a strong playing personality. If you can beat them down there, that's an accomplishment. You could throw a parade behind that one.
Indeed, you're right. And those wins, we should know, came in either neutral sites or on the road. That makes it even tougher. Assessment going against the Demons here, pushing them back inside the 5-yard line.
An opportunity for the Peachtree Ridge defense, Charles, to turn offensive. Last-minute substitution coming into the game, number 12, Kowalski Simpson.
Wright checking the wrist. On the ground. With the football is Grant. Grant still alive on his feet, but pulled down behind the line of scrimmage. And the Lions have held. They've gotten exactly what they want. They want to force a punt here by the Demons deep from their end zone.
Give credit to Derek Bryant for getting into the backfield. Didn't make the tackle, but had the first contact. He's wearing number 8.
David Clark now on to punt it away. Less than 5 minutes remains first half. Derek Bryant will stand deep near the 40.
Anytime you can line up in your opponent's territory, you should come out of this with very good field position.
Lions going to go after the kick. They got it away, though. But Bryant will have a run-back opportunity. Inside the 35, down to the 34-yard line. Short field for the Lions to work with.
Short field and some decision-making now for Zach Graham in the short passing game. They have 4 minutes and 27 seconds to work with. The ball in prime position. Now, they've had some rhythm from time to time. The challenge is to see if they can put together a string of plays.
But you were talking about them in the middle of the field in terms of the offense. It's about the game sometimes is about possession. They've punted a couple of times in this first half. But the more you get that football downfield, when you force them deep in their own territory, this is where you pick that up after a punt. From the 34-yard line, Graham on the ground. Davis banging ahead at the 30. Pick up a 4, perhaps 5 on the left side carry by Brandon Davis.
Now a footnote on that previous play. Sidney Haynes, the wide receiver, 6'4", was in single coverage working against Tim Green. He'll go back to his quarterback, Zach Graham, and say, okay, bro. Okay.
Keep an eye on me. It's a straight ahead run by Davis. And he got 4 on the carry. Trying it same side again. Davis, just about the same result. Falls ahead close to the first down marker.
Tremendous job of picking his way through traffic. That time with the agility and the footwork. Comes up limping just a hair. But a first down, a huge first down for Peachtree Ridge.
Davis, the junior running back for Peachtree Ridge, working hard there.
You could see the cut, the skip, and the stop.
Took a shot on his knee as he was diving over the player. 1st and 10. Misdirection. They come back to Davis again. Davis down near the 22-yard line. Vet Miller in on the stop for Warner Robins.
Brandon Davis tried to make a bit of a step to the right, coming back to the near sideline. Not much doing in the middle of the Warner Robins defense. This is a defense you're going to have a hard time running against inside. Big number 85 for Warner Robins that time was Javon Thomas.
Our theme was schoolwork, and there you saw a textbook tackle by Davis. Out in the flats with the catch, nicely done by Haynes. Haynes works it inside the 15, close to the first down marker.
There's that man again. Haynes points to his quarterback and says, good pass. Come back to me again. He's on the near sideline, deep into Warner Robins territory. They're going to get him forward progress all the way to about the 12. The sidearm buggy whip delivery and the completion.
That one coming right into your living room. Haynes with the good catch, enough for the Lions' first down. Their deepest penetration of the first half. From the 13, on the ground, Davis worming his way down near the 10. They'll bunch him up and pull him down. Probably at the 11-yard line will be the mark. Brian Buford in on the stop for the Demons.
Peachtree Ridge also got a nice push on Ivory Pettis, number 35, who was close to the tackle. Got pushed back another 2 yards. This is a nice little call coming up. The second at about 7. 2 minutes almost in this first half remaining.
Well, that shot of Brandon Davis really told it all. He's trying to find some air in this big building. 2nd down. 8. They can get a first before a touchdown. Football at the 11-yard line. Graham and the Lions. Quick pitch left side. Davis looking for a block. He's got one down to the 5-yard line. The junior so quick of feet. Short of the first down marker by maybe 2 yards.
Gold star on the lead block thrown by number 20, Dustin Gibbs, up front for Peachtree Ridge.
And right now, the line of scrimmage belongs to the offensive line of Peachtree Ridge. 3rd down. 2 to go for the first. Add 3 to that, it's a touchdown. On the ground, Davis, flags coming in. He's got enough for the first, but we'll check out the flag.
You're going to have a back in motion for Peachtree Ridge. Seemed to be leaning just a bit before that last snap.
Illegal motion in the offense, 5-yard penalty, makes 3rd down.
Absolutely, positively is not what you want down inside the 5. That'll push the Lions back out to the 10 now.
And Peachtree Ridge wants to talk it over.
3rd down and goal to go. Lions need to get it down to the 3-yard line for the first down.
Got to be thinking about a sequence of plays here, Charles. A 3rd and let's call it a 7. Brings up an interesting call. They've had some success with the quarterback, Zach Graham, rolling and picking it up on the ground. Now, he's not, again, not a celebrated runner, but he's picked up some key chunks.
That play does come to mind. It's viewers like you to help make great local programs like these high school football games possible on Georgia Public Broadcasting. To show your support, simply visit our website at www.gpb.org. It's totally secure, simple to use, and it takes just 2 minutes. And thank you for supporting Georgia Public Broadcasting. 2 of the great pitchmen of GPB, Herb White and Phil Proctor, in between the 6 and 9 o'clock game, exhorting our viewers on to become a member of GPB and just financially support just a wide variety of programming that GPB brings to the state of Georgia.
The big challenge with Phil Proctor being a former football player is to keep him off the field.
Can you believe they got that guy doing a cooking show and just a show involving food? 3rd down and 7. Graham, short drop to the left. They're going to the corner of the end zone. Double coverage over there. Catch made by Haynes, but out of bounds.
Haynes turned in the corner of the end zone, made the reception over his head, but couldn't get the footwork quite together as they had what they wanted. The big guy, 6'4", made the catch, but he's on the white chalk.
Unlike the catch he made previously, able to find inbounds there, the pass thrown deep in the corner. So now Butler will come on now to try a 22-yard field goal. 27-yard effort for Butler and Peachtree Ridge. Graham will hold. Kick is airborne. Butler almost kicked it out of the dome and drove it through for the Lions. 7-3 after the field goal by Drew Butler. And credit Coach Armstrong. They went for the 6 in the corner. Comfortable with the fact that Butler can hit from 50 in. And they got 3 on the possession.
If you're Peachtree Ridge and this is your first year in the state semifinals, you're feeling very good about yourself, coming away with 3 points in the first half, only down 7-3.
Indeed, you're right. We were talking about the fact that they like being in that underdog situation. Here, underdog scoring 3 points.
Well, now they've broken through that mental block. They know they can put some points on the scoreboard. They can now go back into the locker room at halftime, try to see if they can get some of the kinks out of the offense and come back strong in the third.
Minute 4 remains, first half. Scott will stand near the 5 and await the kick from Butler. Lions trying to become the 3rd team to win a state title within the first 4 years of opening. Old Brown of Atlanta did it in 1949, and Redan of Stone Mountain did it in 1979.
The most animated player is number 9, Brandon Sanders from Peachtree Ridge. Let's watch and see what he does.
Sidewinder by Butler. Picked up by Scott. Scott works it right side to the 25, up near the 26-yard line.
You know, he was jumping around out there. He actually almost got in on the tackle.
Bit of family history for the Lions of Peachtree Ridge. We were talking about the other 2 schools that have won state titles in their first 4 years. That win for Redan in 1979 came down to a field goal. And guess who kicked the field goal for Redan?
Who kicked the field goal for Redan?
Kevin Butler.
Ah, I like that.
Drew Butler's father. 1st and 10. On the ground, the Demons slam down to the surface. There's Grant. Good defensive work by Cameron Hayward for the Lions of Peachtree Ridge. 40 seconds remaining, first half. Seemingly, the Demons of Warner Robins content to go in with a 7-3 lead at the break. Wright will pitch it to the left corner. Hamilton's got some room up near the 33 to the 34. Trahan makes the stop for Peachtree Ridge.
2 players down after that last play. Big number 56 for Warner Robins is Brandon Buford. The second player for Peachtree Ridge, Cameron Hayward, got up very slowly after that last play as well. He's walking to the sideline.
Brandon Buford, brother of Brian Buford. So this would be old Buford that's down on the field for Warner Robins.
But that would be a tremendous loss for Peachtree Ridge if Cameron Hayward, who is limping to the sideline, cannot go at full speed in the third quarter.
Indeed, you're right. Demons of Warner Robins with the Buford brothers. As Brandon gets up and off the surface, walking away under his own power, that's a good sign that he's able to do that. The end of this play, and there's your shot on Brandon Buford. Well, that'll really put you down on the surface.
Got caught right in the chest plate of those shoulder pads. They have just had the wind knocked out of them.
That'll do it. 3rd down and 2. They go straight ahead with the football is Grant. Grant wrapped up near the 42-yard line. First down pickup. Well, that'll bring us to the end of this first half. A balanced first half, pretty much what we expected. Lions mixing up with pass and run, mostly for the Demons on the ground. They lead it 7-3 over Peachtree Ridge. John Nelson standing by with Coach Nelly.
Thank you. Here with the coach. Starts and stops, I guess, is the theme for the first half for you.
Yeah, at times we moved it real well, and then a lot of we beat ourselves. We had, I don't know how many penalties there, false starts and that type of thing, and had a fumble there, kind of with a little drive going. So we just need to settle down and don't make so many mistakes and just play football.
And you weren't shy about running up the middle at all.
No, that's kind of what we do.
Thanks for Coach Brian Way. He's up 4 with Warner Robins leading 7-3 as we head to halftime. Band's coming up after this.
Live at the intermission from the Georgia Dome, this 5A semifinal matchup. The Demons of Warner Robins leading the Lions of Peachtree Ridge 7-3. Pretty balanced first half. Right now, the fans here at the Dome being entertained by the Peachtree Ridge High School Band, the Roaring Lions Marching Band, 150 members, Director Eric Willoughby and Carrie Anderson. Drum majors Kyle Patt, Krista Robertson, and Sade Seaborn. Tonight's theme, Noisy Wheels of Joy. Whether by car, plane, or train, the Peachtree Band will take you there. So sit back and enjoy the ride. We want to interrupt the performance by the Peachtree Ridge Band for a special call that we have on the line. Specialist Desmond Porter from Iraq. Are you on the phone?
Yes, I am, sir.
Desmond, welcome to our broadcast. Charles Ward and Mark Lassiter are up in the booth. Desmond is a part of the 3rd Medical Command, MEDCOM, station over in Iraq, works in operations, ensuring everything from supplies to patient transfers, making sure everything runs smoothly. Desmond, glad to have you on the line.
Glad to be here, sir.
Tell us, if you can, where you're deployed and how long have you been there?
Well, I've been deployed to Iraq, and I've been here since August, sir.
I know this may seem like a short time, but I know you're missing your family and your friends here in the States.
Yes, I am. It's been a tough time trying to adapt to the surroundings here, but the people at 3rd MEDCOM have made it pretty easy for me.
Well, Desmond, you're from Tri-City High School in East Point. Tell us about your experience in high school.
Oh, my high school years was pretty good for me. Playing football, the practices, we were always like real strong throughout each practice, and every game that we would play to the fullest. I never got a chance to make it to the Dome, but just playing to try to get there was a good experience for me.
So tell me this, Desmond, you were working to try to get to the Dome. What position did you play?
I played wide receiver, sir.
Okay, now if you had come to the Dome, do you think you would have had the right shoes to wear on the artificial turf? That's the real question.
Well, it would have been hard to try to decipher what kind of shoes to get, because you can probably wear any type of shoe on there without cleats and be fine out there, sir.
Desmond, when do you expect to get back to the States?
I plan to get back in August.
Well, you go August to August. That's a good time frame. We know it's the holiday season. Anybody you want to send out any special thoughts or greetings to?
Well, I want to give a special shout out to my mother. I love you, and I'm fine, and I will make it home to see you. And I want to give another shout out to my brothers. I love you guys too. And my little brother, he will be playing for Eagles Landing High School next year.
Desmond, we want to give out a special shout out to you. Thank you for what you and the rest of the troops are doing over in Iraq. And we want to thank you for speaking with us this evening.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine.
Thanks, Devin, so much. And on behalf of a country that's so indebted to you for your services, we say thank you.
Thank you too, sir.
Desmond Porter, specialist with the 3rd Medical Command, Medcom unit over in Iraq, joining us on the line. Glad to have him here at the intermission. Peachtree Band still performing here at the Georgia Dome. We'll go down and continue to listen as they perform. John, I know you have a car, a plane, and a train, so I know you enjoyed that performance. You're standing by with Mr. Willoughby. Take it away.
Thank you, Charles. And dovetailing the conversation we just had back to Iraq, talk about the special moment that your band, the Roaring Lions, just had a little while back.
Well, about 13 months ago, we prepared for a trip to Waikiki and performed at the Waikiki Holiday Parade the week of Thanksgiving on Friday night. We had a Pearl Harbor survivor travel with us, a wonderful man, Mac Abbott from Gainesville. Spent a lot of time with our kids, told them about his experience, and we got to perform also at the USS Battleship Missouri. It was a fantastic experience, and then to cap it off with these 4-year seniors that charter membered this program, to be here in the Dome has been a pretty special week for us.
Now, one of the things I wanted to ask you about real quick, it's 150 strong, and there's a lot of orchestration and a lot of different things that you guys have to do. Do you break it down like a coach and game plan everything out, or how do you do something like this?
Well, from the very beginning, there's definitely a lot of planning. Usually, even this time of year, we start the design process for the next year's show. We have an arranger that lives out in Texas. His name's Ryan George, and he arranges our music, and a choreographer that writes our drill, Ryan Bybee, and he maps everything out. We have about 75 pages during that show, and they all have different coordinates to go to, and we teach it over a period of weeks, sometimes months, to get them prepared for competition and halftime performances for the season.
Eric, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Great work. One band down, one to go. Let's send it back upstairs for more.
Thank you, John. 7-3 to score. Demons leading the Lions of Peachtree Ridge. We're at intermission. We're going to be back with more high stepping from the Georgia Dome when the Warner Robins Band takes the field. 7-3 your score at the intermission. The Demons of Warner Robins leading the Lions of Peachtree Ridge. Fans taking a stretch here at the Georgia Dome. Right now they're enjoying the Demon Marching Band from Warner Robins High. 140 members, directed by Todd Hollowell and Chris Riles. Drum majors Samantha Hammondtree, Tabitha Calloway, Philip Garcia, and Donovan Marsh. Show title tonight, The Rhythm. It's going to get you. Believe me, it will. They'll perform wind springs, jumping jack, conga, and the rhythm is going to get you. Let's go down and see if it does. We told you the rhythm would get you, and it did. John Nelson standing by with Todd Hollowell. John.
Charles, I've never had any rhythm, so this is a learning experience for me here with Todd Howell. Talk about what it's like to get all these pieces and parts together for 140 strong to play like this.
I tell you, we started practicing about the middle of July, like most of the bands here tonight. And these kids have just put in hours and hours on end. And they love what they're doing. They love this football team, and they love putting together shows like we do every year. Great kids.
What's it like to play in the Dome for these kids, kind of to be like part of the athletic experience? You know, every band can do it. This is a dream for a lot of kids.
I tell you what, it's just nothing but a total thrill. You can see they're just pumped up to be here. We're so happy to be here supporting Coach Way and the Demons. Kids are doing a great job. It's been a wonderful year. We couldn't be more thrilled.
Congratulations, Todd. Thanks for your time. We'll send it back upstairs to Charles.
Thank you, John, and Mr. Hall for a fine job in performing this evening. First half highlights from the Georgia Dome. Most of what we thought in this first half has pretty come true to prediction. A lot of the action on the ground for both teams, save a couple of good passing routes from Graham as we get set to start this third quarter from the Georgia Dome.
Well played first half and a well played half by both quarterbacks.
First half highlights. We begin with the Demons of Warner Robins. Quarterback Mark Wright Jr. on the run. They opened things up fairly well in that first half. There on the ground spinning with the football is Hamilton for a big carry for Warner Robins. And there Jackson coming in left side for the 1-yard touchdown run. Warner Robins had the lead. But Zach Graham and the Lions went to work in that first half on the ground as well. And there, Graham with his biggest ground gainer in the first half for the Lions. They capped that drive off with a 22-yard field goal by Drew Butler. And that's where we stand at the break, 7-3, as we look at some of the first half stats, Mark.
As you look at the numbers, pretty even all the way down. The only difference you can really tell is that Peachtree Ridge has that slight advantage in passing yards, 37 to the bagel by Warner Robins. Time of possession, a category we love to go to. Both teams fairly even as Peachtree Ridge and Warner Robins split time with the football.
7-3 your score. We get set for the third. John Nelson standing by with Coach Blair Armstrong. John.
Here with the coach, and you and I were talking, slight advantage in the passing yards, but not on the scoreboard.
Right. I felt like when we came out, we thought we'd prepared them for it, but I don't think we were prepared. They were a little nervous at first. We kind of played that way. We gave up a touchdown, and then we kind of woke up and started playing. So hopefully we'll come out the second half, start playing.
I was going to say that those starts and stops early, with the quarterbacking, he would get more yards working the angles instead of with his arm at time.
Well, we have it in our package to run some if it's not there, and he did a great job on that one scramble, and we've just got to execute. We've got the offense in place. It'll work. We just got to execute it.
Coach Armstrong, thanks for your time. Down 4 as we head to the next 24 minutes. Let's send it back upstairs to Charles Lamar.
Thank you, John. Execution's the name of the game. We'll execute this timeout. We'll come back and start the third quarter after that. 7-3 lead, Demons over the Lions. We are back in this 5A semifinal matchup. Demons leading at 7-3 over the Lions of Peachtree Ridge. 2 quarters of football left to determine who will advance to the championship game next weekend. Drew Butler, the kicker away for the Lions. Demons will have it on offense to get started in this third quarter. Deep kick by Butler. Scott stands at the 1, but will go in the end zone. Touchback. Demons will start from the 20.
As Cameron Haywood limped off the field in the first half, we're going to follow his progress. He now comes jogging on. 76 in white for Peachtree Ridge. He's one of the keys to the Peachtree Ridge defense.
Mark Wright, a key to that Demon offense. Coming back at quarterback. They'll get this drive started from their own 20. Good sign as we take a shot at Haywood there for him to be back in that lineup. On the ground. Wright with a busted play. Now I'm going to turn it back to the right side and tripped up behind the line of scrimmage.
Took that outside look at the corner. Big number 41, Aaron Blue, was staring right in his face. He decided maybe that's not the right direction to go and tried to break it back to the near sideline. A loss of a yard on that first play.
Rick Kroll on the stop for the Lions. So they had him boxed in, and they lost a yard. 2nd down and 11 now for Warner Robins. Demons at 9-4, ranked number 3. Misdirection. They come short side of the field. Jackson right hard at the line of scrimmage. Good surge up front by the Lions.
Give credit to number 5, Michael Davidson for Peachtree Ridge. They turn to their sideline. Their supporters seated right across from us, trying to get some support for a defensive team that's actually played very well. You can see the players looking to the sideline, waving their arms. We want some chance of defense.
Momentum swings so quickly when you start that third quarter. That first drive coming out of the break either helps or hurts you. 3rd and 10 now. Slot is at the top of your screen, or to the right of it now. Play fake. Right, short side of the field. Throws back across the middle. Got a receiver there. Pass knocked out of his hands, though. Richardson had it momentarily, but a vicious hit there by that Lions secondary springs it free.
Derek Bryant, one of the very effective backs for Peachtree Ridge, will go back into punt formation. A huge stand on defense on that first series.
Very catchable ball there. Richardson had it, started to turn upfield, didn't tuck it away quickly enough, and knocked out of there by the secondary.
And it was Bryant that delivered the blow with the shoulder.
So Clark will come on now to punt it away for Warner Robins. Lions trying to get a momentum swing here to start the third. Simpson stands deep at the 48. High snap, but Clark handles, gets it away. Nice line drive kick Simpson will have a run back. Middle of the field, angles right side, down to the 49. And Zach Graham and the Lion offense take it over in Warner Robins territory.
That's the good news about that punt return. The 49 is on the Warner Robins side of the field. So now quarterback Zach Graham, who had an effective first half in spurts for Peachtree Ridge, has an opportunity to operate with only 49 yards to the goal line.
6 of 13 in that first half. 1st and 10. Just underway, third quarter. Charles Ward, Mark Lassiter, John Nelson with the play call. On the ground. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Good defensive surge by Warner Robins.
Last man up at the bottom of that powerful Warner Robins, number 91, Justin Cowart.
Got an injured Lion down near midfield.
Did an excellent job of just seeking out where that play was headed and getting in on the tackle. Player down for Peachtree Ridge at that last play.
Indications looking like it might get cramped from this vantage point. 2nd and 9. We hope that's what it is. Although very painful, it can be overcome.
The thing about Peachtree Ridge also, Charles, talking about their offense, their secret weapon is their kicker, Drew Butler. He's 6 of 13 for field goals this year, and he has a long of 56 yards. So if Peachtree Ridge can get him in somewhat range tonight, you may see some long attempts.
Play has stopped here in this semifinal football game. As they tend to the injured Lion player. Peachtree Ridge at 10-3 on the season.
That's Blake Bauer going to the sideline. He's up, bounces up, and he'll be back.
Ranked number 4 coming into this semifinal football game. A 9-3 regular season finish for the Lions. Is their best in school history. A short history for the school.
You know, if the Lions were a movie character, they'd be the lion out of The Wizard of Oz. If I only had some courage.
They're building up some tonight. 7-3 they trail to the Demons of Warner Robins, but the more this ball game goes on, the more courage they get, and now they're in Demon territory with a chance to pick up some more. Graham, play fake, rolls, right side now squares, fires, got a man there on the comeback route. Good catch there by Haynes near the 40-yard line and close to the first down marker.
Sidney Haynes, all 6'4", 205 of him. He has 89 career receptions, 11 touchdowns. He's the all-time lead receiver for Peachtree Ridge. Turns, makes the catch, and picks up the first down.
Nicely executed.
Well, let me change that. About 2 yards shy of a first down. Now, where he caught the ball, he picked up the first, circled back. The tackle stopped him about 2 yards shy, according to the mark.
Haynes had 4 catches in the quarterfinal football game last weekend. Already committed to the University of Central Florida. Third down play, short. On the ground, Davis squeaks his way for the first down for the Lions. He worked his way and just danced at that side until he found a hole.
Will Dart had a shot at him for Warner Robins, but Dart wasn't able to make the angle and wrap up. The first down is picked up. Now, this is a huge first down for Peachtree Ridge. This is another confidence builder all the way down to the 37.
You could see Davis on that play just surveying and surveying, trying to find the spot. Finally did. First down, football at the 37-yard line of the Demons. Inside trap play with the handoff is Gibbs, but nothing happening at the line of scrimmage. Nice surge by the Demons up front.
You could see Zach Graham right at the point of making that handoff, knowing that that ball was going right into traffic. He just turned away and said, that's not going to work. Actually might have lost a half yard as he looks to the sideline for the next play call.
Now the key for the Lions will be, can they execute from this point on the field to carry the football into the end zone?
And keep in mind their backs are excellent receivers.
They got the field goal to close that first half to make it a 7-3 ball game. They would love to hit some big pay dirt here. Right side, they go with the football. Davis turns his way near the 33-yard line.
Davis working off the block of his up-back partner, number 20, Dustin Gibbs, who got a nice shot in right at about the 37-yard line at the line of scrimmage, allowing his deep back to run right behind him.
Well, that'll make it 3rd down and 6.
Excellent start off that last handoff The surge by the Peachtree Ridge offensive line has been there on the running play.
Graham, straight drop, looking left. Now they flush him right side. He's got some room at the corner. He turns the corner, spins his way for the first down. Nicely done and out of bounds near the 23-yard line. Good recognition by Zach Graham at the sideline.
Graham initially wanted Sidney Haynes, his favorite receiver, but he was covered by number 12, Xavier Jackson of Warner Robins. So what does he do? Takes the plan B, gets to the sideline and picks up the first down.
6'5", spinning like a gazelle.
Nice little spin move. Now, again, he's not noted as a runner, but shown an ability to pick up the big play.
Basketball player, though, that move's so typical of a basketball player, kind of a reverse with the dribble, if you will.
You think he can make that move with the rock?
On the ground, that's Davis with the football, got it to the 20-yard line.
Midway through the third quarter, Peachtree Ridge on this first offensive possession. Now, this is, again, first half we saw the starts. What they don't want to have on this series are the stops that slowed them down in the second quarter especially.
Peachtree Ridge with winners in the playoffs of 12-9 over Stevenson, 16-14 over Campbell, and 17-3 over Wheeler. This one's taking on all the characteristics of something that Peachtree Ridge would like. Low-scoring affair. Second down, 7. Inside play with the football is Gibbs. Gibbs down near the 15-yard line. Couple of yards shy of the first down.
Another interesting point, Zach Graham is so tall at 6'5". He really has to kneel down to accept the snap from center. His left leg is bent almost at a 45-degree angle, allowing him to get as low as he can on that snap. Makes the handoff, and they come up about 2 yards shy of the first.
Brian Buford in on the stop for the Demons. But a good 3rd and 2 situation for Peachtree Ridge.
Watch Graham get low over center.
On the ground, left side, Davis hit once, fights off the first tackler, got it close to the first down marker. The surge was there by the Demons, but Brandon Davis with the second effort. Brian Lawson had the first hit on him. Davis has shown that it's going to take more than that to pull him down tonight.
Now this is a very interesting spot. Looks like he may be about 2 inches shy if my eyesight is correct from up here. They're going to bring the chains in for a measurement.
Well, you are sporting your focals tonight, so.
These are my readers.
We'll take a look at it from the eye of people who really know what they're doing, our camera crew. They'll tell us.
Aha.
Okay. They are shy.
Come on now.
Get to keep the glasses.
I was off by maybe an inch.
4th and less than a yard.
They've had success with Graham keeping the ball and working down the line of scrimmage.
They're going to go for it here on this 4th and 1.
Look how deep the huddle is, about 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
You had a shot at Justin Coward trying to exhort their fans on, the people from Warner Robins, trying to get that defense in a position to stop the Lions on this 4th and less than 1. Graham barks the signals. Left side, he fights. He's got enough for the first down. Just worked the line of scrimmage till he found the crease and worked it down near the 10.
Excellent job on the snap count by Graham. You can see the shoulder pads shiver just a hair on that first hard count. He takes the ball down line of scrimmage and picks up an easy first down by about a yard, works his way over left tackle and just surges forward.
And ironically, Justin Coward calling for the fans to exhort him on, and Graham was able to get by him for the first down pickup. So 1st and 10 from just outside the 10-yard line. Coward on the stop for the Demons.
Dustin Gibbs, the up back for Peachtree Ridge. He's normally used as a blocking back. That time they tried to throw a little bit of a surprise in with the quick handoff over center.
2nd down and 8. Lions get it down to the 1-yard line. That's enough for the first down. But in the red zone. Their first possession of this second half. Graham on the ground. Davis fights his way, spins his way, still on his feet. Inside the 5, down to the 4. Nobody wrapped up on him. Davis just fought through some tackles. Smart headsy play by Davis to keep his feet going and finding the hole.
And another great block up front by number 52, Kevin Parananuzzi for Peachtree Ridge. He's wearing number 52.
Ivory Pettis, you can see there, was kind of elbowing Davis in the back, but that won't get him down. And Davis spins off of that and makes it 3rd down and 3 for the first. Left side, Davis again, lost the football. Demons pick it up near the 5. Boy, what a break for Warner Robins. They went to the workhorse, Davis. Buford put the hit on him. The football came loose. And Warner Robins gets to Jim.
And you can see Brandon Davis, number 3, the last player off the ground, as that was a tremendous offensive drive by Peachtree Ridge, only to come away with the turnover.
Back group from Warner Robins excited about that defensive play for the Demons. 7-3. The Demons cling to their lead. We'll take a break and back with the semifinals. The Lions with a golden opportunity that slips away from them right inside the red zone, Mark.
The Warner Robins cheering squad feeling much better after that last fumble recovery.
It's about momentum, and this one could swing very heavily in favor of the Demons after they avoid a score by the Lions.
Once again, the Peachtree Ridge supporters call for defense.
Right under center. They're going to go straight ahead with the football. Near the 7-yard line is Grant with the football and the carry. Pickup of about 2 on the play.
Hayward and Trahan in on the tackle for Peachtree Ridge.
Boy, that was such a huge play for Warner Robins.
We saw the same personality in the first half. A lot of good things punctuated by a negative.
Right, quick hitting play to go Jackson left side. Cuts it back to the inside. Past the 10 up to the 11-yard line.
Not only was that a long drive for Peachtree Ridge, Charles, it was a time-consuming drive. We're already approaching the 3-minute mark. We're under the 3-minute mark in the 3rd quarter.
Trey Tripp on the stop for Peachtree Ridge. So look at Brandon Bruce. He actually forced that fumble for the Demons. The offense, all too glad he did. On the carry was Grant, but he was hit hard at the line of scrimmage.
And Peachtree
Ridge is saying they got a fumble recovery.
Last man up with that ball. Looked like number 55 for Peachtree Ridge. Britt Cole right in the middle of the field.
It'll stay with Brian Way and the Demons, though.
Give credit to the defense for holding a quick 3-and-out off the turnover.
So far, we've seen Blair Armstrong. He talked about this team overcoming. He just didn't get rattled by the fact that they fumbled that football down there. He went right back to work talking to assistant coaches and starting plotting strategy after that. Coaches have always got to be 2-3 plays ahead of the rest of the group. 4th down, and Clark to punt it. High kick by Clark. Simpson circles right side. He'll have a run back from midfield. Knocked down in his tracks at the 48-yard line. But the good news is Lions have excellent field position.
Well, they picked up about a yard on the drive start. The previous drive started at the 49-yard line. This one will go into play at the 48.
You keep knocking and keep knocking. That's what the theory is. At some point, you're going to break that door down and score the touchdown. Graham and the offense back on the field.
And no reason for Peachtree Ridge to do anything fancy. Stay with what they did on the previous drive. Short running game, very effective. And if you pass, keep it within a mid-range game.
No question about it. It was effective. From the 48-yard line. Graham on the ground. Davis looking for room. Down to the 45. Pickup of about 2. With 1:25 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Zach Graham goes all the way to the sideline for the next play call. Ambles back to the huddle. This will be about a 2nd and 7 coming up for Peachtree Ridge.
This is as deep in the playoffs as the Lions have ever been. School only opened in the year 2003. 2nd down. Graham, play fake, short roll right side. Airs it out and threw it out of bounds. intended for Simonovic. The pass thrown high.
Deep man was Sidney Haynes once again for Peachtree Ridge. He's working the end of his pattern about the 20-yard line. The ball also seemed to slip just a bit out of Zach Graham's hand. Has that sidearm delivery, doesn't really come over the top with it. So it's not surprised that ball may sometimes slip from time to time.
3rd down, 7. Aaron's got the defender riding the screen. Graham going to play fake, rolling. Left side's got plenty of time. Raises, fires, threw it high, but Haynes with another acrobatic catch for the Lions, and it's a 1st down.
Sidney Haynes does that thing that quarterbacks love. That is get into your pattern and come back and face me. Turned, got his hands up, made an excellent catch, as you mentioned, and tacked on about 4 yards after the catch. Watch the patience of Graham, allowing his receiver to clear right in front of him. Makes the catch, turns upfield. Now, once again, he's still holding that ball in his right hand very loosely with one hand. He's got that glove, but coaches may want to remind him to tuck it after the catch.
I'm no scout, but that surely looked like an NFL catch to me. 1st down. On the ground, Davis looking for some room. Fights hard to the 30, but pushed back by Brian Buford for the Demons.
Brandon Davis is not flashy, but it does an excellent job of just picking his way along the line of scrimmage. Can run through trash, as players and coaches like to say sometimes. Doesn't seem to be a lot there, but he picks up positive yards.
Our last play of this 3rd quarter, as the Lions of Peachtree Ridge on a drive down near the 30-yard line in Warner Robins territory. 7-3. Right where we left it at halftime, that's where we are at the end of the 3rd. Demons clinging to the lead, but catches like that by Haynes and runs by like that from Graham may change the complexion of this game when we come back for the 4th. We start the 4th quarter, the 5A semifinal matchup. Demons and Lions slugging it out. Demons leading at 7-3, but the Lions at a 2nd down and 6 down at the Demons' 29-yard line. Left side they go. Davis looking for room. Fights past one blocker on one hand, and it's close to the 1st down marker. I think he got it.
As he did in the 1st half, Charles Aaron Blue, number 41, one of the lead blockers for Peachtree Ridge, got a tremendous block in at the corner, allowing the running back to pick up the apparent 1st down for Peachtree Ridge.
Boy, you just get the sense they just talked their way into that 1st down pickup there in that huddle, saying we got to have it. The line really burst at the surge on the line and found the hole. Davis did, and runs it for the 1st down.
They're going to get Dustin Gibbs out of the game. He's favoring that right leg, and substituting for him is Mitchell Wilford. He's wearing number 20 as well.
1st down pickup on the run by Brandon Davis. Graham lost it. He'll have to fall on it in the backfield. Came out from under center stumbling a bit, never had a handle on the football, and corrals it near the 28.
We said it before, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, as the snap from center just mishandled by the quarterback, Graham. He did the wise thing and fell on it instead of trying to make something out of nothing.
2nd down and 16 after the miscue. Final quarter from the Georgia Dome. 10th and final game of a semifinal weekend. Right side, Davis looking for a hole, and how did he get through that? Got it down to the 20-yard line. Big play there for the Lions, something that should have perhaps been stopped at the line of scrimmage.
He got through because of the block thrown by Danny Fleming, wearing number 21. Right about the 25-yard line, Fleming got a corner on a man and allowed that space. It wasn't much space, as you mentioned, but he got enough to pick up the disadvantage of the fumble and pick up another yard.
Davis just won't be denied, just continues to run forward. And that's really paying dividends for him and the Lions.
This will be a curious call for Peachtree Ridge. They're going to mark it at about a 3rd and 8.
Line of scrimmage is the 20-yard line. It's viewers like you that help make great local programs like these high school football games possible on Georgia Public Broadcasting. To show your support, simply visit our website at www.gpb.org. It's totally secure, simple to use, and it takes just 2 minutes. And thank you for supporting Georgia Public Broadcasting.
With 10 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in this ball game, it's push pin time once again on a huge third and 8 call for Peachtree Ridge. Push pin meaning you can mark this play as being one of the important turning points of this game.
Just outside the 20-yard line. See Zach Graham there standing next to Coach Armstrong. As the Demons of Warner Robins make it back onto the playing surface. And once again, the players are trying to get that Warner Robins crowd behind them on this third down play. Now here comes the 6'5" Graham and the Lions offense. Slot is at the top of your screen. Graham, straight drop, looking left, still looking. Now he'll tuck it and run. He's got some room in front of him. Graham with a move at the corner and a stick on inside the 10 and out of bounds. First down, Peachtree Ridge.
Give credit to number 51, the center, E. Dixon Pino of Peachtree Ridge, working against Taylor Watts of Warner Robins. Pino, whereas number 51 held his block long enough at the line of scrimmage. Once Graham decided to run for it, there was space, and they pick up a huge, let's make that with a capital H, a huge first down.
Graham with the stiff arm on Green to get it upfield in the first down. Offensive line, we've got to give credit to the Lions of Peachtree Ridge. Making things happen for the specialists. Short drop, they're going back to that corner route once again. Haynes is there. Touchdown, Lions.
Zach Graham fades one step and hits his favorite receiver on the fade and the spin to the middle of the end zone.
Scott was covering, but Haynes ran a perfect route, corner of the end zone. They went to that one early on. He caught it out of bounds, but this time they get the 6. Butler with the kick, and the Lions have taken the lead here with 10:04 remaining in this semifinal football game.
Haynes made the catch and got the chest bump at the end, celebrating on the Peachtree Ridge bench.
Haynes at 6'4", 205, really showing us moxie on a couple of great aerobatic catches throughout this ball game, and this another one.
Zach Graham knew what he wanted all the way. Charles just took that back pedal second step and threw a perfect ball to the middle of the end zone.
Perfect play call from the coaching staff as well. That one worked earlier. It just didn't have it in play.
Credit the pickup on the third and 8 to keep the drive alive.
Good call. So the Lions with their first lead in this semifinal football game.
I want to know where the fans get that body paint from.
Any auto shop will give it to you.
We have us a ball game.
Butler will kick. Scott stands near the 5. You know he wants revenge because he was covering Haynes on the touchdown route.
And even though this is school days, that was deliberately poor English.
Butler with the kick. Line drive over the head of Scott. From the 20, the Demons will have it.
Something to note on the next series is the attitude of the Peachtree Ridge defense. They did an excellent job of holding off the turnover. That is another one of those big plays in the third quarter. Now, with the 20-yard line start for Warner Robins, let's see if the Peachtree Ridge defense answers the same way the offense did.
And the Demons have got to steal this crowd back offensively.
They're getting support from their crowd.
Right. On the double handoff, they fumble the football. They roll on it near the 18-yard line. Hamilton able to cover it for the Demons. But they've gone to that play several times tonight. That's the first time they've had a miscue on the handoff.
Warner Robins on that second inside handoff just didn't make connections. It's a very close timing pattern. You can see the runner had his head up, and just seemed to scissor the ball to the ground.
Clamped down, but the ball wasn't there. 2nd and 11. Lions will erupt if they continue this defensive stand. Short hitch pass, catch by Hamilton, works it to the outside, now back inside, near that first down marker. Great rack on the catch by Hamilton, run after catch to get it close to the first down marker.
I will say this about the Peachtree Ridge fans seated across the way. They are loud. One more time on the short gain to the outside. 3 players for Peachtree Ridge, a 4th coming in for good measure. That's Cameron Haywood right at the end of that play.
3rd down and 1 after the catch from Hamilton. Under 9 minutes remaining. On the ground, that play looked to be busted at the line of scrimmage. Grant had it and was hit there by the Lions up front, short of even the yard line of scrimmage.
Michael Davison for Peachtree Ridge jumping up and down trying to get the attention of the official. He thought he was hit a bit late on that last play. But again, this 4th and short, the Peachtree Ridge defense coming up large.
Grant and quarterback Wright so close on the exchange there. There's not a whole lot of space between them.
Aaron Blue and Brandon Sanders for Peachtree Ridge. Huge on that last stand.
Clark now will punt it away. Approaching 8 minutes remaining in the football game. Simpson stands near the 42. They will kick it. Clark got it airborne. Simpson squeezes at the 38. Wrapped up immediately. Good defensive coverage by special teams for the Demons. Scott on the stop for Warner Robins. Peachtree Ridge now from their own 38. Not bad field position. They have the lead now.
From time to time, consolidation is a traumatic event. But the former students of Collins Hill and North Gwinnett High School have to be feeling very good about themselves in the 4th quarter with 7 minutes and 49 seconds remaining.
Let's consolidate. 1st and 10. On the ground, in and out of the hole was Fleming. Now he works it left side. Fleming springs ahead near the 45. Lawson on the stop for Warner Robins. But a big play by the Lions.
Every positive play for Peachtree Ridge is getting a rise out of the crowd. They're responding to the 4-yard to 5-yard gains. They're into every yard this team picks up.
2nd down and 3. Pickup of 7 on the carry by Fleming. Fleming with his first carry of the night, going for 7. Line of scrimmage to 45. Graham on the ground. Davis left side. He's got a first down inside of Demon territory to the 46.
Davis gets up. Brandon Davis, number 3. He's pumped up. You know, there are a lot of seats over on the Peachtree Ridge sides that are not being used because they're all standing, responding to this team with the big 4th quarter effort.
Look at the blocking up front by the offensive line. Everybody doing a good job of sealing right there in the middle. Bauer, Peranunzi, White, Atkins, Jackson, and Simonovic. Those are the guys up front for Peachtree Ridge. 1st and 10 from the 45. Graham, right side they go. Davis once again eludes the first tackler. Got about 3 on the carry.
Trying to run over the block of number 51, Dixon Pino, the center. On the last play, Warner Robins' entire defensive front was probably playing about 3 yards off the ball, very deep, I would say, for a team that's shown a lot of run heavy in this second half. They want to try to stick those defensive linemen closer to the line.
2nd down and 7. 6 minutes, 20 seconds remaining now in this semifinal football game.
Notice how far off the ball they are.
Peachtree Ridge with the football. Left side at the line of scrimmage. Carry by Anthony Hayes. Hayes may have gotten a yard, not much more.
Justin Court wears number 91 for Warner Robins. He's been an effective player. He lines up at right defensive end.
3rd down, 7 for the Lions. Now this is a push-pin play here as well. Graham going to take as much time as he can before they run the play. They go right side. Got some room. Up near the 30-yard line is Hayes once again, and the Lions answer the call. They are king of the jungle right now. They got it down to the 30.
They ran away from Cohen, who was lined up to the right, came back to the near sideline and pick up another first down. All of a sudden, Peachtree Ridge has found that offensive rhythm.
Down near the 30-yard line. That clock continuing to churn here in the Georgia Dome. Graham, left side. Davis dances inside the 30. He's down near the 28.
New lead blocker for Peachtree Ridge, number 21, Danny Fleming, into the ball game, replacing Mitchell Williford. He was the person responsible for leading that last play, a short game, but they're trying to keep fresh backs in the ball game. That's Peachtree Ridge.
A team with its first, only his second winning season. First time into the playoffs, meeting a team that's won 2 national championships. The Lions, the underdog, but right now having their way. There's Davis, right side, spins inside the 20, down near the 19-yard line. Left, right, results are the same. Brandon Davis runs for the first down.
Simply ran past the attempted tackle of number 8, Ryan Reed of Warner Robins. Coming right at you, cuts it inside. Stop finally made by number 40, Daniel Bruce of Warner Robins, but not before another Peachtree Ridge first down.
And runs out of his shoe on that particular play, but it's another first down pickup, down this time at the 18-yard line of the Demons. Under 4 minutes remains. Warner Robins with 3 timeouts left.
Play game, Peachtree Ridge, 5 yards, main first down.
That time they got close to the wire and went a bit over. Trying to run as much time off the clock before they snap the football. And they don't keep a clock here inside the Georgia Dome for high school games. So they have to keep it at sideline, and sometimes they're a bit off because they're going on the officials when they do ready for the football or the clock to start.
It's an intelligent move under the 4-minute mark. Clock management comes into play as much as it is getting some points on the board.
No question about it. 1st and 15. Left side, Hayes looking for a block, but not much there. Flags coming in after that play. That might not be good for the Demons.
Face mask is the initial indication.
Incidental face mask and defense, 5-yard penalty, main first down.
So they'll give them back the 5 that they lost on the delay of game.
Got a quick shot of Brian Way of Warner Robins on the sideline. Right over to Blair Armstrong for Peachtree Ridge. This is where the coaches have those butterflies that are about the size of a great white shark in their stomachs.
Boy, they are so proud of that program for where they are right now, but imagine if things could stay the way that they are. On the ground, it's Davis, left side, looking for room, not much there. They're trying to keep that football, you can sense now, in between these hash marks in the event they have to bring on Drew Butler for a field goal and have him nicely set.
Timeout, Warner Robins.
So the Demons have to burn a timeout here with 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in the football game. 2nd down and 9. We talked to Coach Blair Armstrong prior to tonight's ball game about starting up this program, or this new program at Peachtree Ridge. Here are his thoughts.
Well, it's a 4-year-old school. This is my 2nd year there. We set goals to be competitive, to get in the playoffs. As the year unfolded, we dropped some early games against some very good teams. But with all the changes in our offense and the problems we were having, we weren't, as a coaching staff, we weren't really sure we could overcome that. But the kids listened, were coachable, we came together, and we're peaking at the right time right now.
You talk about exceeding your goals.
He's being modest. He was also Coach of the Year in Gadsden County, Florida, Coach of the Year in the state of Florida, and Coach of the Year in Gwinnett County.
And you're right. but just bringing some positive energy to Peachtree Ridge. Now they are set for the long haul in terms of just the presence of that program.
I guess the first thing you have to do when you consolidate two high schools is get everybody to make friends, because sometimes you have rivals that have been used to being on opposite sides. Okay, now you guys have to shake hands and fight on the same side.
Can be tricky. 2nd down and 9, but they've done a fine job with it. Graham, left side, kicks to Davis. Davis hit behind the line of scrimmage. It pulls ahead and got it near the 15. Ryan Reed on the stop for the Demons of Warner Robins. We were talking about the Demons taking down some big boys during the course of their season to get to the semifinals. The Lions trying to take down a big boy themselves in the Demons of Warner Robins. Demons 2 time national champs, 1976, 1981, 4 state titles to their credit. 04 they were the 4A, and 88 4A, 81 4A, and 76 they were the 3A state titles.
Well, the huge game for them is that defeat of Stevenson High School. That was the turning point.
Indeed, you're right. Just to finish that litany on the Demons, 23 region championships, 5 state final appearances, 12 semifinal appearances, 18 quarterfinal appearances, and 27 city championships under the belt. So a history that is a lot longer than the Lions, but you don't play against history. You match it up man to man, and right now the Lions leading at 10-7, and they are about 3 minutes and 13 seconds away from a berth into the 5A playoff, or the championships, next weekend. 3rd down and 7. Still some football left ahead of us, though. Fake the pitch, left side. Graham's got some room at the corner. Now the Demons close the door, and they wrap him up near the 10-yard line. Reed and Buford on the stop for Warner Robins.
Excellent pursuit also by number 85, Vent Miller, for Warner Robins. Didn't give up on the ball fake. As you could see, Graham try to lean that shoulder in and influence him to the outside. Excellent tackling by Warner Robins.
4th down and 2 now for the Lions. 2 minutes, 37 seconds remaining in this football game, and the Lions take the timeout.
That's Ryan Reed, number 8 for Warner Robins, leading his defensive unit to the near sideline.
With the 4th and 2, they've got Drew Butler. No question, this is well within his range. Should be contemplating trying to get more than the 3. We caught up with Coach Brian Way and got his thoughts about what he likes about coaching at Warner Robins.
Just getting an opportunity to work with the guys each and every day. You know, I say this all the time. My favorite time every day is those 2.5, 3 hours or whatever we get to spend together on the practice field, and you get to build relationships with those young guys, and they come in as 9th graders not knowing how to do anything, and then after 4 years of working with them and getting to know them, you see them grow and develop and mature, and that's the most rewarding thing, is, you know, trying to teach them not only how to be a good football player, but how to be a good person and to be successful when they leave the program.
Coach Way, his thoughts about the coaching at Warner Robins High School. And we've heard it all weekend long. Coaches saying pretty similar things about why they enjoy this profession and what it really brings to it. So Butler now, they're showing will come on to try this field goal. No, they won't. They're going to set it up and go for it. 4th down and 2. Graham's back in there. Fleming's the up back. Movement at the line of scrimmage. Did the Demons come across? We'll see.
The entire defensive front for Warner Robins was pointing at the quarterback, as he did previously. Seemed to shiver those shoulder pads just a hair. We'll see if the call is.
Players aren't giving any indication. It's illegal procedure against the Lions. That won't hurt them very much from the standpoint of Drew Butler's distance or range. No question.
Graham tried to give that little shoulder fake. About 4 players for Warner Robins jumped, and they just pointed at the quarterback. He made me do it.
You start pleading your case early on in that type situation. That one's close, could have gone either way. Butler on now with a 32-yard field goal effort for the Lions.
And Zach Graham is the holder on the severe angle to the right.
They get it down. Butler with a high kick and drove it through for the Lions. No question about this kid. He's got college and even pro potential the way he's kicking field goals here tonight. Butler extends the Lion lead 13-7 on the 32-yard field goal.
It must be in the DNA.
Butler had two first half field goals in the quarterfinals against Stevenson. 43 and 44 yards last weekend. And great job here tonight in the Georgia Dome, just when his team needs it.
Butler's GPA is 3.917. That is splitting a GPA to a fraction.
Butler, a pretty big kid at 6'2", 210, just like his dad.
Well, you'd expect a kicker like that to get in on a tackle every now and then.
He kicks him so deep, he has nothing about to worry about that. Scott stands near the 3. 2 minutes, 33 seconds left.
He's got that mouthpiece in like he wants to make a tackle.
Demons with one timeout left. And we'll have a good finale here, no question about it. Scoring drive by the Lions. Look at 5 minutes, 16 seconds taken up, 12 plays, 47 yards. Concluded with a 32-yard field goal by Drew Butler. This will be the drive of drives for the Demons.
Let's reset. 2 minutes and 33 seconds remaining. Warner Robins down 6.
So a touchdown and a point after gets them the win. They've got to go 80 yards to do it.
The Peachtree Ridge supporters are still standing. They're exhorting their defense, and the defense responds, saying, give us more.
Demons to the line of scrimmage. Right with a split backfield behind them. Play fake. In the pocket. Looking. Going up top. Threw it high. Pass going to go incomplete. Intended for C.J. Jackson. Jackson near the 45. The pass thrown a bit deep.
Defended by number 20, Mitchell Williford of Peachtree Ridge. Did an excellent job. As that ball was coming down, Wilford will turn, not try to make the interception, just get his hands up and try to bat it away.
Jackson did get a hand on it. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Shotgun for Wright and the Demons. Slots top and bottom. Right side fires, pass underthrown. Intended for Hamilton near the 30-yard line. They're running out of downs here. 3rd down for the Demons.
Brilliant Tran for Peachtree Ridge was the closest defender. He was diving, trying to make a play on that last pass. A 3rd and 10 call for Warner Robins.
Boy, these coaches are showing just how tense this thing is. Shotgun set. Snap to right, looking to his left, going up top again. He's got a man on the route here. Pass going to be batted out of bounds. Good defensive work. Intended for Richardson down the sideline, but good defensive work by Kavosky Simpson for the Lions.
Kavosky Simpson makes a perfect break on this long arcing throw to the near sideline. Watch number 12 come in and tip it away at the last second.
Demons facing a 4th and 10. They've gone top and deep the last 3. Got to be concerned about at least getting the 1st down on this possession. Don't get it here. You can just about close the book. Right. Fires on the route pass. Going to be intercepted. Picked off by Simpson. Simpson down to the 23-yard line. Big play for the Lions. This may shut the door here at the Dome.
Tip off the hands of the intended receiver, Lareal Richardson, and Kavosky Simpson on the interception.
Simpson with the previous good defensive play on the play before that one. This time, plays pickup, ball was tipped. Tip drill comes down to him.
He not only makes the all-name team, but he makes the all-name team with a star next to his name.
Richardson had a look at it, came off of his shoulder pads, and Simpson collects it for the Lions, and he's celebrating at sideline. Graham on the ground. Davidson down to the 22-yard line. The Demons with 2:01 remaining take a timeout.
And having burned 2 previously, that is their last and final timeout.
So now it's about ball control for the Lions. 2 minutes, 1 second to burn without a turnover. To pick up 1 first down, you surely are done here at the Dome.
Once again, another look at the Peachtree Ridge supporters who have been standing the entire second half. Have to give credit to their defense, Charles, for hanging tough in the entire second quarter.
Guy told me one time, if I didn't believe it, I wouldn't have seen it. The Lions believing in themselves and about to see themselves go into the championship ball game next weekend.
Peachtree Ridge went 8 games of not allowing a touchdown. We talked a lot about the Warner Robins defense and how stingy they were, but so far it's been Peachtree Ridge. Their defense has made the statement.
That coach has burned his last time out. All he can ask for now is something big from his defensive team to see if they can't get that football back. But this will be about clock management for the Lions. Graham on the ground. Davis up to the 20-yard line. That'll make it 3rd down.
Clock continues to roll.
They'll take this one down as far as they can before the snap. Don't expect anything fancy, but if they get a break, a crease somewhere with a 3rd and 5, they pick up the first down. You can close it up here in this semifinal football game. What a performance by that young man, Zach Graham.
The spatted one.
On the ground left side, Davis got some room, plows ahead, and pulled down near the 17-yard line. About a yard shy of that first down marker.
Just to pick up on your point, Charles, it wasn't pretty, but the quarterback, Zach Graham, stayed within a certain type of offense, didn't try to get too fancy with it, picked up a few huge runs that kept some drives going, and really did an excellent job of keeping Peachtree Ridge in the game.
Now Graham almost near the Peachtree Ridge sideline to get that play from the coach. And they're going to probably take a delay of game here. We'll see. Butler could come out and kick a field goal if they needed it. Graham simply stands over there, and it looks like that's what they're going to do, is just take the delay and then bring Butler on to kick it. Butler comes on if he does. And if they kick the field goal, that'll make it a 2-possession game and really close things out against the Demons.
There's the Peachtree Ridge Lion with the homemade banner getting a rise out of the fans on the far side.
The Lions with a fine performance here in the Dome. School opened in 2003, and in 2006, they are on their way to the state championship. Trying to become only the 3rd team to win a state title within 4 years of opening its doors. Sure seem to be headed that way. We referenced the fact that they were underdogs coming into the ball game tonight. And they've played like anything but underdogs. Trailed for most of the game. 4th and 2 on the ground. Davis got enough for the first down. Up the gut he goes.
They'll temporarily stop the clock until they can get the chains adjusted, but they will start the clock as soon as they're placed and marked the first down for Peachtree Ridge.
Director Doug First is talking about it early on, saying this is the kind of game that really favors Peachtree Ridge, and sure enough, it comes to fruition. Tight contest. They had tight contests throughout the playoffs. They were used to that. And tonight, another tight one. And this one's going to fall in their favor as well. And that will do it from the Georgia Dome. Credit that coach and his coaching staff. Blair Armstrong with a finely called contest tonight. And those players from Peachtree Ridge, they're going to the show next weekend.
Give credit to Warner Robins. They just ran into a tough team that was determined to not be stopped this evening. Warner Robins coming in, as we mentioned off the top, past state champs at the 4A level in 2004, and a playoff participant on a regular basis, just not able to hold off a very inspired Peachtree Ridge team.
Inspired is the word. Only their 4th year of competition. And in the 4th year, they're headed to the championship game next weekend. 13-7 winners. Let's go down field level. John Nelson and Coach Armstrong. Nelly.
Here with the coach, a 4 seed, your 2nd year here, and now you're playing for a state championship. How does it feel?
I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of our staff. Our coaching staff's worked so hard this year to put the game plans together each week. We overcome a lot of adversity. Our guys just raised the bar today. Just did a great job. It's fantastic.
Offensively, Zach was hard to stop. Brandon was the same way. You kept pounding them. The 3s and 4s turned into 7s and 8s.
You know, our kids all year long just keep making plays, and today they made them happen. It was fantastic.
How long is this going to take for this to sink in for you that you're going to play for a title?
Well, it's been tough for all this stuff to sink in for the last 3 or 4 weeks, but this was big. Kids were a little nervous at first, settled down. We started playing ball. Defense, stellar again. You know, we pretty much gave them a short field to give them that first touchdown, but our defense has been playing lights out all year.
What does this mean for this new school and this new program to get this quickly?
Some of our fans and our students are trying to figure out what football is all about, but this week in the halls, it finally looked like a school instead of a hospital. It was great.
And you're going to try and get your voice back by then,
yes,
right?
Yes, sir, probably.
You're going to be on the road one more time, and that doesn't seem to matter.
We'd rather be on the road. We do better when we have too many distractions. We're at home too long of a time before we play, so I don't think we're playing real far this time, though.
Congratulations, Coach Armstrong. Let's send it back upstairs. The Dome is closing. Our route to a championship is just beginning. Back upstairs with Charles and Mark.
Thanks, John, and congratulations to Coach Armstrong. We step aside for a timeout. They won at 13-7. We'll come back and wrap it up from the Georgia Dome. Semifinals have been settled. We are back live at the conclusion of this 5A semifinal matchup. The dust is settled, and the Lions of Peachtree Ridge are advancing to the championship round. They win it 13-7 over the Demons of Warner Robins.
The water coolers have been emptied. The players from Peachtree Ridge simply do not want to go home. They're going back to the middle of the field here at the Georgia Dome to celebrate. Their fans are still here. A tremendous game in the semifinal contest.
So our championship rounds are set for next weekend. The Class 4A championship will come your way Friday, December 15th at 7:30 p.m. The Eagles of Marist will meet the Eagles of Northside Warner Robins. Then on Saturday night, it's the 5A championship. These same Lions of Peachtree Ridge will meet the Hornets of Roswell. That's Saturday night, December 16th. That one at 7:30 as well. Both games on GPB. And we'll be there to cover it with those championship runs coming up next weekend on GPB. Until then, on behalf of Mark and John, I'm Charles, and everybody else at GPB, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next weekend.
Funding for this broadcast of the 2006 Georgia High School Association's football semifinals has been provided in part by Georgia Electric Membership Corporation, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW Local 613, Atlanta. Wachovia. The Georgia Student Finance Commission. By viewers like you. And the Georgia High School Association, who wish to thank the Georgia Dodge dealers, State Farm, and Verizon Wireless for their support of high school sports programming on GPB.